This past season was one for the books, with more powder riding in any given year than I can recently remember. And because the resort riding was so great, I hadn't had any time to get in the backcountry to ride my new Capita Mega Split. As the resorts began to close, I jumped at the first chance I had to take the Mega Split out on her maiden voyage. The day started early at 4:30 as I met my friend Charlie and we headed out.
All right, here we go. Early dark start.
Ready, Charlie? Let's get it.
It's a special feeling when you start a mission watching the morning stars fade into the dull blue sky while the mountains become illuminated for the day. As the early light began to spread across the mountains, the peak we wanted became visible straight ahead. Having our line in sight for most of our trek kept our excitement building the closer we got. With the recent changes in weather and temperature, we saw the signs and remains of recent wet avalanche activity. At this time of the season, this typically happens around the base of the rocks once they have heated up through the day, weakening the strength of the snow surrounding them. This was the main reason we started our day early, to be able to finish before things warmed up too much. As we came out of the trees, the first light hit the peak we wanted, making our run glorious. We just needed to get to the top. After an initial 4-hour approach up the road, through the timber, and up challenging steep side hill pitches, we reached the base of our desired peak. We transitioned our boards and began the final ascent.
We got the boards on the backs for the final ascent. We're getting there, baby. Woo!
This was a steep push, so we took our time to conserve energy while we kicked in deliberate steps to climb.
Let's get it.
Climbing to the ridge, we were greeted by the force of full gusts. We continued down the nose to find the best drop-in spot for our lines.
We did it, man. Let's freaking go. Rip this thing, baby.
By the time we were ready to ride, the superficial clouds parted, the wind stopped, and the sun shone to spotlight the run we had worked all morning for.
Hell yeah, bro.
Enjoy the ride.
Drop it. Yeah, dude.
For my first descent on the Mega Split, it felt just like the solid board it was designed after, the Mega Merc. Even though we encountered variable snow, it rode through it very well and turned like a dream. I was very happy with the 159 because it was very maneuverable and felt like it would handle in much more aggressive terrain than what we rode. My favorite thing about the Split was how light it is. In the past, I never thought weight was a big issue, but after getting out on the Mega Split, it showed me that it made a big difference. I noticed it right away when we started our tour, and it also made it easier for me when my board was strapped to my back. I had previously been on a Jones Solution, which is what Charlie was riding that day, and was surprised with how much lighter the Mega Split was. After our run, I was worried that we were going to have to skin the 4 miles back to the truck. But luckily for us, the snow was just right to be able to 1-foot coast all the way.
Mission success, dude.
Having checked off our first mission of the season and getting up in the mountains, we were able to get a sense of how the conditions were up high. This was super helpful as we planned more backcountry missions in the weeks to follow. Because I used OnX backcountry maps to plan this trip, I was not only able to plan the route ahead of time, but I was also able to see our stats. which, after a 7.5-hour trip, ended with a total of 10.9 miles, 3,359 feet of elevation gain, and a top elevation of 12,726 feet. If you want to use onX backcountry maps yourself, check out the link in the description to get a special discount off your subscription. If you enjoyed this mission with us, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other fun adventures like this time when I rode my first couloir in the backcountry. As always, thanks for shredding with us, and we'll see you somewhere on the mountain. Peace!